Okay, so today we are going to be doing topic 13, lesson 3. And we're going to do some vocabulary terms, and remember you're taking these in your notes. We're going to do some vocabulary terms that are not in your book but that will be very important to you for this lesson and for all lessons. Hopefully you already know these, but we're going to go through these anyway. We have 4 different terms. We have sum, difference, that's an F, just so you know. We have product, and we have quotient. Those are the 4 terms I want you to pay special attention to today because, like I said, you will be needing them for your lesson. And the sum, not S-O-M-E, but S-U-M, is the answer. And that's an R. To an addition problem. So when it asks for the sum of 2 numbers or 3 numbers or whatever, that would be the answer to the problem. The difference, and that is not a P, that is an F, is the answer. Oh, I better put problem on there. The difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. Okay, so if they ask you for the difference, they're talking about subtraction problems. If they are asking for the product, that is the answer to a multiplication problem. And if they ask for the quotient, that is the answer to a division problem. Okay, so go ahead and let's look at the question on page 748. Please make sure that you are reading along as I read it to you. It says the school auditorium has 546 seats on the main floor and 102 in the balcony. Every seat is filled for all of the variety show performances. Write an expression that shows the calculations you could use to determine how many tickets were sold. Okay, so in these problems, we are not trying to solve them. We are just trying to find an equation for them. And so the main thing we want to know is how many seats were sold for the performances. So there are 546 seats in the main area and 102 seats in the balcony. Well, I would add 546 plus 102. Now, if we look at the flyer for the variety show, we notice that it has 4 performances. And so we need to find out how many seats were sold for all 4 performances. So if I go ahead and write times 4, now we know that by order of operations, if I did the order of operations, I would do 102 times 4 first. And that's what we're learning to do. So we need to make sure we do 546 plus 102 first. So we would write parentheses around them, and then we would multiply it by 4. So we always make sure to add in parentheses so that we can know which problems we need to do first in our order of operations. We're going to go ahead and do a couple of examples from the lesson so that hopefully you will be able to get a a good grasp on what we are trying to do for our lesson today. So let's look at number 7 on the independent practice. And number 7 says we want to add 91 plus 129 plus 16. And then it says to divide by 44. Now, in order of operations, we would do the division problem first, but that is not what it says. It says add 91, 129, and 16, and then divide by 144. So we need to add these together first. We need to put parentheses around them. We need to add them together first, and then divide by 44, excuse me. All right, so let's go ahead and do number 8 together. Number 8 states, and I know it has decimals, but we aren't going to solve the equations. We are only going to write them out, so please don't panic over the decimals. It says find 8 and 5/10 times the difference between 77 and 13. Now, when we say difference, we know that difference means subtraction by our notes. So I would take 77 minus 13, put those in parentheses, and then I am going to multiply, because times and multiply, that by 8 and 5/10. Let's go ahead and look at number 9. Number 9 states, subtract 55 from the sum of 234 and 8. So it wants us to add the sum, which is addition, the sum of 234 plus 8, and then subtract 55. Now again, we are not solving these equations, we are just trying to find the equations so that we know where the parentheses might need to go. Let's go ahead and let's look at number 6 on the guided practice, which is just right above and we're still on page 749. So number 6 says add 49 to the quotient of 125 divided by 5, and we know that quotient means division. So we're going to take 125 divided by 5, and then we are going to add 49 to that quotient. Okay, so your homework for tonight is the guided practice, and you need to do questions 1 through 5. If you look at numbers 1 and 2, you'll notice that they are asking for some answers. You need to make sure you write those out in words. So give me some good answers to that problem. Good luck, and we will check this tomorrow in class.